Hey everyone, today we will be playing Mythmaker Gwen, which is Riot's latest skin for this champion. She is part of the Mythmaker skin line and the most expensive as well because she is priced at 1325 wild cores and is counted as a legendary skin. All of the other Mythmaker skins are only 990, so we should have a visual improvement and she should be the best skin out of all of the other Mythmaker skins. Here I place a control ward in the blue buff because I'm against Vi and Gwen is really weak against invades. This lets me know if the opposing jungle is invading and alerts my teammates to try and counter if ever Vi decides to go for the invade. I switched to my yellow trinket because this is something that I will use after clearing. I could possibly ward the opposing jungle if I have enough time. What I want to do in the early game is just farm up, get my items because Gwen is one of the strongest carries once it comes to the late game. Apologies for the quality because my adapter broke. I have ordered another one but it will still be coming into 2 to 3 days, so we have to make do with this. Don't worry, my next video will be back to normal. I just want to show you guys the skin and so far it's looking really good with all of the, look at her auto attacks plus her first skill. Really cute animation, and third skill as well has a slight what do you call this, dash animation as well. And yeah, compared to the Space Groove, which is one of Riot's worst skin lines, I'd rather use the regular Gwen than the Space Groove. This is a massive improvement on her. The clear that I'm doing here right now is the full clear where I go for my Golem, red, Raptors, Wolves, blue, then Gromp. I would go for the Scuttle if it's not yet taken, but if it's in the case that it's taken, I could just go home and go for my Krugs again. Luckily, Vi didn't invade, so now I have one yellow ward to use for my teammates because what I'm gonna do here is just farm up since Gwen is not that strong early. I see that Riven is getting the Scuttle, but I decide whether to go for it or just farm. I focus on my farm because if I try to go for the Scuttle, the blue would reset and my overclear would be affected. It's not important that you get Scuttle when playing Gwen because after you recall, your Krugs would immediately respond so you wouldn't lose any time. I checked top for any possible ganks, but I deduced that Vi is at the bot side because of the fact that Riven has just taken the top scut. We haven't seen Vi yet, so I will assume she's at the bot. I warded at the top side because just in case I see Vi, and see, Krugs has already spawned. I didn't lose any time. I already got my level 5 and Gwen is best once she reaches level 13 and gets 3 items. I check bot just in case there might be a fight. Whenever you're clearing, you always want to look at the other lanes and try to alert your teammates if they're in a possibly bad spot so that they could back at the appropriate time. So I channel my TP, wait for a counter gank, hopefully Pyke goes for an engage, immediately pop up my Ghost, ulti as well. Second skill, Vi goes for the Pyke. We try and get the Vayne down. I would want to chase down the Braum, but Kassadin is there. Our mid laner hasn't responded yet, so overall a 1-for-1 trade should be good because we're able to take down their ADC while only our support got down. So with Gwen, it's very important to get kills also because this would accelerate your gold. And if you look at my second skill, I think Gwen changes costumes or glows up, which something that you could check later. Her ulti looks good as well, and yeah, so far I'm liking the skin so far out of all of, especially compared to her other skin. With the Scuttle spawning, I try to check if Vi is there. Luckily, she's not because in case she's there, I wouldn't go contest. I would just go and farm my top camps. With this, since our focus is to be able to get items, when I play Gwen, I would always focus the Rift Herald over the Dragon because the additional gold that it gives would accelerate me getting my items. And even if the opponent gets 2 dragons, I would have enough items to get... I would have enough items and get my power spike when it comes to the third dragon. Vi decides to gank bot side again because of the fact they have no spells. She does the good job. I cancel the blue buff because of a potential fight at the top side. I try to let the Aatrox know that I'm here. And what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for the Riven to use her first skill or her dash. Unfortunately, she doesn't use anything, but since she's out of position, I have Ghost. I'm able to chase her down with the third skill plus my ultimate giving her slows. We easily get the kill, and with both objectives up, I know that Vi is at the bot side, so I immediately go and start the Rift Herald. Top lane is free. The Riven is not there to contest. The only thing that I am worried about is Kassadin, but as soon as I see him top side, I know that I would be able to get this for free. And when you get the Rift Herald, you would be able to take down 3 plates. So what you want to do is try to get a tower which has 3 plates. Kassadin plays a bit greedy, is able to flash out, immediately spawn the Herald at the top side. Since the tower still has 4 plates, it wouldn't get taken down yet. The opponent does a great job covering the lane, but what's important is that I'm able to get gold from the Herald. Vi does another gank bot since she knows that everyone's at the top side. I continue my TP. Luckily, she doesn't get me. And with the boots, what I want to do is try to take down the top tower because first blood gold is also very important. It accelerates my items. Aatrox is a little bit behind, so what I do here is I cover the top side a bit. I don't let the Riven get any plates, and once Aatrox is able to come, I go back and farm my camps. I see that Scuttle is open. Use the scrying, I only see Riven, but the mistake here is that as soon as I dash in, Vi and Kassadin pops up. I wasn't able to see them. Very clumsy mistake. I should have used the scrying to put it a bit lower so that I would be able to have vision of the Vi and Kassadin. It's also important that you don't die early because the moment you die, it's time that you lose money and XP. Aatrox doing a good job 2v1ing top. Riven lives with 1 HP. Orianna with a response. Gets the Vi low as well, and we're able to survive that 2v1 gank. Bot side gets a trade as well. I think it's a 2-for-1. They're able to take down the Vayne and Braum, which is very, very important because this is going to be very hard late game. If you look at the opposing champions, they're all late game. Riven, Kassadin, Vayne. So they're all very scary champions, and the only late game that we have is possibly Orianna and Gwen. So it's gonna be Orianna, Gwen versus Kassadin and Vayne once we get to the later stages of the game. For Vi, this will be a hard matchup in the early game, but once I get 2 items, I would easily be able to outduel her because I counter Vi a lot with the second skill giving me additional armor, and through damage allows me to shred Vi pretty easily. Another full clear while waiting for the objectives. My goal here is to just farm. You have to play a bit selfish when playing this champion and focus on yourself rather than focusing on your team, unless there is a free kill or an easy gank that could possibly be made. Riven tries to cover mid. Vi is doing a good job actually ganking bot again and again because our bot is easily gankable. They have a lot of crowd control and a hyper scaling carry as well. Kassadin, looking scary, is able to get a lot of kills via his roam. I try to cut him up a bit, but Braum Kassadin is pretty hard for me. I don't have my items yet, so I have to play a safe a bit. Luckily, there's fruit, so I'm able to buy some time. Braum tries to tank the tower, tells the Kassadin to go in, but Kassadin doesn't continue. Orianna is there as well. I don't want to go for the engage because 3v2 is not good. What we do here is I use my second skill so that I wouldn't be able to get bursted down. Vayne shows up at the backside. I'm able to sidestep. She's out of range. My bot lane comes on time, and we're able to negate any possible ganks. MF is still playing a bit greedy. Uses up the ultimate. Aatrox is here to help. Gets condemned. Pyke with the ultimate. Aatrox gets his reset. I have to regen. So what I'm thinking here is either I go for the Rift Herald or I help my team at the bot side. I see that they're having a hard time with Riven coming as well. MF gets taken down. Aatrox is pretty low. Gets a 3-man Q, but there's no follow-up. Riven is here. I try to catch them off guard. I missed my ultimate, which is very crucial, and I immediately get bursted down with Vi and Kassadin's burst. So I should have went for the Rift Herald instead. I played a bit greedy. Orianna comes and tries to cover the tower. Kassadin's pretty low as well, but he's really fed. Kassadin currently 5-0 with 9k gold, and I'm only at 6.6k gold. So an accelerated Kassadin is very scary, and this is not a position where I would want to be in. They would also get a free Rift Herald, and at this point, what I'm thinking is I need to give the Dragon because we don't have any winning potential in the next team fight, especially with a really fed Kassadin, and their team comp is really strong as well with Vayne. They're actually complete with tanks. They have Vayne and they have Braum and Vi for the crowd control, Kassadin and Vayne for the late game, and Riven for the side lane. Pyke is able to get a shutdown on the bot side. I don't know how, but this is good. But so this opens up the dragon. So instead of going for a possible trade, I tell my team to go straight for the dragon because it's a 5v4 and I know Kassadin is the only fed member. I think I'm pretty late. I'm able to arrive on time. I immediately go and focus up the dragon. First skill plus ultimate. Vi gets ultimate onto me. And look at the lifesteal that I'm doing. I live with 1 HP. Vi does almost no damage once she's able to use her combo, and this is why we counter this champion once we get our two major items, which is the Nashor's plus Riftmaker. So this is a really good team fight because not only are we able to get the dragon, we're also able to get some gold and accelerate our own team. So very good that Pyke was able to take down Kassadin. It gave us a chance to be able to come back the game. So now what I'm doing is going back to my own jungle and try to farm all of the camps. I haven't gotten my real power spike yet. It's just a small power spike when you get the Riftmaker, but as you could see in the dragon fight, I just lifestealed my way on the Vi, and that's how strong Gwen's potential is. Once I get my Rabadon and my level 13, my ultimate could just burst the whole opposing team if I'm able to position it correctly. If they line up, use my ultimate, especially the third stack of my ultimate, I could just half all of their health. With all of the camps gone, what I do now is I try to look for any possible lane that I could gank. I see that Aatrox is getting ulted by Vi. I try to help, but I think their burst is too high, and I don't have enough resources to be able to take them down with Riven coming as well. Kassadin got a greedy move, able to take down the MF in one combo, and this goes to show how strong Kassadin is with a level 13 power spike as well. Things are not looking great. We try to kite them a bit. Orianna gets caught, only ultis the Braum. I have my second skill to try and bait the opposing team, and one thing good about this skin is that when you use your second skill, there's like a red aura on the opposing champions. This means that they would not be able to attack me. So it's just a nice QOL change that is also integrated into this skin. Looking at Kassadin's items, he's already at his power spike, which is level 13 plus 3 items, and I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still quite far, so we have to play a bit defensive. Another fight happens. I use my second skill and try to dodge all of the damage. Use my third skill to damage the opposing team, but Braum gets to block a lot of them. And if there's no Kassadin, this is what happens in a team fight. What we're thinking here is as long as there's no Kas, there's a possibility for us to win. And as soon as Kas shows up, we have to play a bit safe because he could literally burst any one of us. Since he already has his power spike, there. One shots MF. I try to go for the Riven so that only Kassadin will be left. One shots the Orianna as well. He's able to escape safely. And this is how OP this champion is. I have to play safe because Kassadin might be able to one-shot me as well. We could have went for the Baron, but Kassadin is just too strong. Aatrox tries to buy some time. Kassadin plays a bit greedy though. Wants to take down the Aatrox as well. He's able to pop up the ultimate. I use my ultimate as well so that we would be able to burst him down. Even though we take down Kas, Aatrox dies for it. But what's the most important thing here is we're able to get shut down. 750 gold onto Kassadin and complete our power spike. We're now level 13. Our Rabadon is now up once we go home. And this would be a fighting chance for us. So for now, this would be a Gwen versus Kassadin matchup. Because their Vayne is not yet that strong yet. But it's something that I should be worried about later. For now, I need to focus my efforts on the Kassadin. Because If me and Kassadin go in a 1v1 fight, I think this would be a toss-up on who is able to go first. So if I get to the Kassadin first, I would win. If Kassadin jumps on me first, he would definitely win. All about positioning and how we will be able to carry the game. Even though I'm 3, 2, and 5, you will see later how Gwen is able to carry once we're able to see the power spike. So now, with the Rabadon's Death Cap, this will be a totally different champion. What I'm waiting for is getting a stasis. This would allow me to buy time just in case the opponents try to dive me. The playstyle of Gwen in clashes is you go in with your second skill, try to input as much damage as possible, and once your second skill expires, you immediately go out and play a bit safe while your second skill is off cooldown. Because Gwen is weakest when she doesn't have her second skill active because I haven't built, as you could see, I have no defensive item aside from the stasis enchant. Oh my god, look at Kassadin's damage. One shots the Orianna. I tried to chase him down but he has a lot of dashes. Luckily, MF is there and we're able to get back the kill, which is super important. Now we are having a 3v5. They're currently at the Baron. MF uses the ultimate. I focus my efforts on the Baron, get a really good steal. Pyke's able to get a reset as well. Unfortunate that I got stunned. Vayne, I think, condemns me. I wasn't able to use my stasis, but overall, I think it's worth it because not only are we able to get 4 kills, we're also able to get Baron as well. Dragon is up. It's something that we could possibly get as well. With 3 members and the opposing junglers or the opposing members still taking quite long to respawn, I tell my team to start the Dragon. The only one that can steal it is possibly Riven, and he could be easily zoned. Looking at the state of the game, even though their late game is a lot stronger, we have quite a good combo with the Orianna ultimate plus MF ultimate and possibly Pyke ulti when the opponent gets low. So all hope is not yet lost. Even with a disastrous start for my team, we're able to bounce back with the Baron buff, and the next item that I'm building is the Reflector. This allows me to block any possible bursts that can happen and gives me a bit more AP as well. So this is good both for defensive and offensive purposes. Now what we're doing here is try to get a push onto the mid lane, but Orianna's at the top side, so we can't push easily. If we're out of position, they get a good jump onto us. If we get bursted, then it's game over. Aatrox is still at the base, Orianna's at the top side. I tell my team to back off. Luckily, the opponent doesn't engage. So the only thing that I do here is push bottom side because the bot tier 1 tower is still up. I leave the minions to push the tower because they would be able to take it down. And yeah, what's happening right now is just a bit of stability. People want to get their items. I think Orianna is quite strong as well with 4 items. She bought an Abyssal Mask because of Kassadin's one-shot potential. Getting the blue buff, sharing it to the opponent. And then immediately I see Vi going for the front line. So I go for the back line. Braum is blocking me. And once my second skill is down, I play a bit safe. Go at the back. Try to focus down the Kassadin. Full stack. First skill. Bursting down. Only Vayne is left. I have my second skill, which is up again. We take down the Vayne. And this goes to show how strong Gwen is. Especially when she's not focused in a team fight. What you could see there is that I didn't protect. I went for the backline so that Vayne would not be able to hit us, and I trusted my team since it's a 1v2 at the backline. It's gonna be a numbers advantage for us at our side. Riven tries to defend, currently at level 15, uses her ultimate. I use my ulti as well, but at this point, she doesn't do much damage, and I just burst her under the tower. Currently, getting an ace, but I'm not able to push the inhibitor tower because Braum is already respawned, and I need to play a bit safe. The moment that I die is the moment we lose, so what I need to take care of is my positioning as well. We get the Reflector. I think of the last item that I would want to get. Usually, I would go for the Infinity Orb, but here, I went for the Spirit Visage because of the threat of Kassadin. Since the opponent knows that I'm dealing a lot of damage, there's a high chance that in the next team fight, Kassadin might go for me. Because if you could see in the last team fight, I think Cass went for the Orianna and the MF rather than going for me, which is the main damage source or main DPS. Orianna, MF are more of burst type of champion. Getting a positioning advantage in the Elder, good warding. I don't want to start the Elder because this would guarantee a sure lose. Try to poke them a bit. I want to bait Vi's ultimate so that I could use Zhonya's and cancel it. But I have to play a bit safe. So if I play this a bit hard, then I would just die. Another fight happens. Braum is out of position. We immediately take him down. Vayne is out of position as well. Use my ultimate plus my first kill once the Zhonya's is gone. Get another kill. Kassadin is still alive, which is kinda scary because as you could see in the last team fight, he was able to 1v5. MF uses the ultimate. We take down the Vi. Kassadin is the only one left. Try to chase him down, but with the unlimited dashes that he has, he's able to escape with one hit remaining. Very unfortunate, but this still would open up the Elder because this is a team fight win. We're able to take down 2 of their members while 4 of us are still up. Aatrox is still trying to push the lane, just trying to buy time, I guess, but this should be enough for us to get the Elder, and this would be a huge relief because this would allow us to be able to keep up with Kassadin's burst. With the Elder buff, I tell my team to go for Baron, since this is the best opportunity for us to be able to close out the game. If the game goes on, Vayne is already quite strong as well with 4 items, and I don't think I would be able to handle 2 really strong hyper carries because, of course, 2 hyper carries greater than 1 hyper carry.
On my way.
With the Elder buff, what we're checking here is how to get to the Baron. Aatrox is a bit out of position, so I don't want to go for any engage unless he's there. Pyke gets a good hook, but I don't want to go for the engage unless we're in good position. So I see Riven is out of position. Try to circle her, get her down, and this is where another team fight happens. I know that she's gonna die, so what I do here is I just try to zone the opposing team. Vi gets a ulti onto me, gets a burst. We use my second skill. Vayne can't do anything. He's just standing there, and with that, we're able to get a kill. I go for Vayne, get her with the Elder buff, and start the Baron. This is how broken Gwen's second skill is. We basically, Vayne basically did 0 damage in the team fight. The only problem here now is any possible steals. I see that Kassadin's being zoned at the bot side. Outsmite the Vi and take down the Braum. Kassadin is the only one up. We take down Braum with the ultimate and get the ace. The opposing team immediately surrenders because we know it's a GG, and yeah, it's a good comeback game. We played Gwen. Our early game is a bit slow, which is normal, but once we're able to get our power spike, things got a lot easier, and it was all about positioning and capitalizing on the mistakes of the opponent. Overall, the skin was really good, really nice with the transform and everything. I think it's worth it for the legendary, especially if you're a Gwen main. We get MVP. Looking at the stats, dealt the most damage, or MF did a lot of damage as well. 10, 3, 12, and I hope you guys enjoyed our Mythmaker Gwen gameplay, and see you next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.
I'm finally facing it all, fearless.